What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. This is from earlier in the season where Nick and I took his boat out to do some nighttime lobster diving at Catalina Island. We had a great little weather window, some beautiful clear conditions, so figured it'd be a good time to put the wetsuits on and go try to load up on some lobster. If you guys haven't done the night diving for lobster before, it can be kind of creepy at first, but honestly, once you've done it a few times and or with the right people, in the right conditions, obviously, it's so much fun. It's one of my favorite things to do. It's just a different ocean out there at night. Obviously, the lobster are nocturnal foragers, so they'll come out and crawl around at night, actively hunting for food, so it makes it a lot easier to find them and grab them when they're out walking around and not tucked into their holes. But as you can see, you also run into a lot of other awesome sea life. We have some anemones there. I don't know what that snail thing is, but big old starfish, some urchin, there's an abalone shell. It was wedged under that rock pretty good. I couldn't get that one out, but yeah, it's just a lot of fun, especially with the right wetsuit. It's not cold at all. I mean, I hate being cold. It's like my least favorite thing to do. So with the right 5mm or 7mm wetsuit in the middle of winter, you're gonna be nice and toasty. You also run into schools of bait fish like these smelt right here, and at night with that flashlight, you can get really close to them. It kind of messes with them a little bit. You can see they get stuck like deer in the headlights when that light hits them. Sometimes they swim right into you, bounce off your mask and stuff like that, but always fun swimming through a school of bait fish. Yep, here found a little crevice between the rocks with a nice lobster crawling around. When you're reaching your hand in these cracks and crevices, obviously you're watching out for anything spiky like those urchins. Also, moray eels like to hide out. Nice calico bass right here. Always blows my mind how shallow these calico bass sit. I mean, there's a surface right there, so he was in a foot or two of water. I've seen some massive ones up in the shallows. Another lobster crawling around right there, tucked in that hole. It's really cool when you hit them with the light at night like this. Their colors really just pop, and it's always exciting when you see those antennas sticking out of the holes or out of the eelgrass or anything like that. Oh, there's a nice one. Might have been a little short. But yeah, just staying in the shallows here, kicking in between all the little cracks of the rocks. Oh, I found the perch home. Look at them all tucked in there. A bunch of opalai. Oh, and then ran into this guy here, another, generally speaking, nocturnal hunter. Little leopard shark. These things are so beautiful, such cool sharks. Here, Nick grabbed a nice one. It's probably one of those, like, I don't know, probably 4-pound lobster. Just absolutely beautiful freaking lobster. I was stoked for him right there. A little slow-mo action on that thing. Big old tail on it. It's another great thing about going out and diving with your buddies is sharing the stoke. Not only are we going to be eating well, it's just so much fun. Lasting memories, all that fun stuff. But yeah, such a nice lobster. Oh, this was interesting. I stumbled on this lobster. It looked like he was feeding on a carcass or a molt of another lobster. Don't see that very often, but there's a little hole just loaded with a bunch of shorts. Short, undersized lobster. Oh, that leopard shark found me again. I have had leopard sharks and specifically harbor seals hang out like kind of behind me and follow me around, and whenever my light would hit a fish, I've had them zoom in and try to grab it. So they're almost like using me to illuminate their prey, and then they ambush them. It's always cool, like, interacting with nature in that way. Found some shallow eelgrass here. Sorry, it's really tough to film in the eelgrass and try to grab lobster without spooking them at the same time. I mean, that every little surge that comes through that eelgrass just moves back and forth a few feet either direction. There's a stingray hiding in there next to the little lobster. Don't worry, I wasn't really very close. I was using the handle of the GoPro to get that. I wasn't laying on top of that thing. Yeah, the eelgrass can be frustrating because you'll see a nice lobster and then a little surge will come through and then they're gone. So it's like you see a lobster, you really have to react quickly. And they love that eelgrass. Oh, this was really cool. I don't think I've ever seen one of these in Catalina diving before. You can see that eelgrass is just brutal. But I noticed this guy sitting in this little crack, and it's actually a little cabezon, probably like 12-inch. Beautiful cabezon. Look at that camouflage on him. Freaking eelgrass. Get out of the way. Hold on, where is he? Oh, there you go. Look at that cool fish. Just tucked in there. And it's not a night dive at Catalina Island without running into one of these guys. Just wait for his face to stick out. There he is. That's a little tiny one too. I've seen some massive ones out there before. So another reason I like diving at night, because sticking your hand in the hole during the daytime, I've ran into a few of those guys before, but look at that. Can't beat that. Full tank of lobster. Fun dive. Sorry I didn't get a lot of that on footage. Like I said, the eelgrass where we found most of them was tough to film anyways. But before we get to the cooking part of the video, I did want to let you guys know that I am a loan officer. So if you have any questions regarding how to qualify for a home loan, or if you're looking to purchase a home, let me know down below in the comments, or you can shoot me an email at fluentfishingofficial@gmail.com, and I can get you set up with my work contact information. We also do refinances and home equity lines of credit, so I'd love to help you guys out with any questions there. But yeah, so this time I wanted to make a cioppino with halibut and lobster. So I started with some olive oil and garlic, and then add some white wine. I think it was about a cup of white wine. I will link the recipe I found in the description below if you guys want to give this one a try. But bring that white wine to a simmer, or almost a boil, and kind of let some of it burn off. And then we're gonna add the clam juice and our peeled crushed tomatoes. This is a fun recipe to make, and it's delicious. You can really just mix and match whatever seafood you have. And it's fun being a fisherman, because we have access to so many delicious fish, and when you put it in here, they all kind of have different textures and qualities, and it's just a lot of fun to make. Super delicious. So we're just gonna bring that to a simmer, mix it in there. I still can't spell cioppino. I had to look it up every time I write it down. And then we have some thyme right here that we're gonna throw in, the thyme sprigs. Add all our seasonings. Got the crushed red pepper. And as you can tell, I eyeball just about everything whenever I cook, so the recipe calls for specific, but I just usually add it to taste. Some salt. Seemed like a lot of salt, but got some black pepper. And then I had a bunch of other seasonings in the recipe as well, but I just have this like basic Italian seasoning, which has all of the ingredients already mixed in together. So I just added that. It's like oregano and all those other types of seasonings. But yeah, here's one of those nice lobster tails. This is the easiest way for me that I found to get the meat out of the tail without it being cooked. You just take some shears, cut down the top of the shell, and you can pry it open, and that meat can peel out of there very easily. And then usually just take a paper towel and just try to wipe any sand or anything off that meat. And then I take some sharper scissors. Again, this is personal preference. You don't have to do this part, but a lot of these tails have the new like exoskeleton growing in underneath the shell. So I found that's what makes this very chewy. So I'll take the time to kind of just trim as much of that off as I can. You lose a little bit of meat, but honestly not that much. And then just cut it into whatever size cubes you want. But yeah, if you've ever had spiny lobster before and you noticed that it was very chewy, one, it was overcooked, two, it had that exoskeleton growing in underneath the shell. And I mean, that can really affect the texture and the taste of it, in my opinion. Just chopping it up in little cubes. And right above that, that's the halibut I had caught from Catalina on a different trip. So cut that up into cubes as well. I believe, I'll have to double check, but I think it said to let this simmer for about 20 minutes with all the seasonings and everything in there. And then you're going to want to remove those thyme sprig, like the sticks. Without taking out too much of your other seasonings and garlic and all that stuff. So I picked all those out. And then it says to add butter. Melt some butter in there. Again, just eyeballing it. I should really pay more attention to what the recipe states, but go melt that in there. I did buy some mussels from the grocery store. These ones are frozen mussels. Just to add something a little different in there. You can do scallops or whatever else you want. But go and throw those in there and let those simmer. Took about 5 or 6 minutes till they opened up and looked completely done. And then once those are done, add the fish and the lobster. Let those cook up. But yeah, at this point it smells so delicious. All that garlic and all the seasonings and everything. Alright, I think it's just about done here. It's been simmering with the lobster and halibut chunks for maybe 5 minutes. It's definitely not going to take much longer than that. I made a mess in the kitchen here, but I do have some of that bread that I got cut up into 4 little pieces there. I'll also ladle this delicious stuff into these bowls here and give it a taste test. Wow. Again, I wish you guys could smell this. It smells so freaking delicious. Get this stuff out of the way. This is only the second time I've made cioppino. First time with lobster though. Last time we used shrimp. And it was freaking delicious. So stuck with that recipe, just switched up the shrimp for lobster. And we'll see how it tastes. There's a lot of food. Good thing though, I'm freaking starving. How about you, Rachel?
Not hungry.
Are you hangry though?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, she's getting hangry. I gotta move faster.
I'm hungry.
Alright. Make sure you get every little bit of that seafood out of there, and then we'll shell, throw that in the trash, and then we'll dump the liquid into these bowls. The noise it makes. Almost done, and then we just have to add the fresh parsley. Finishing touches. Looks and smells delicious. Time to give it a try. Down in the comments, let me know what you guys think. I think it looks fantastic. Excited to try the lobster though. Also, Rachel prepared a little Caesar salad. Eating good
And bread.
tonight. And bread. Can't forget the bread.
Wow, lobster.
Rock lobster. Just kidding, it's spiny lobster, but lobster Cioppino.
Is it gonna be really hot?
Yeah. I mean, steaming. It's gonna be a little toasty.
Really take a bite. Just like burn your mouth.
Is it hot? But good.
I really liked it with the shrimp the last time, but it's phenomenal with lobster.
Is it good with a lobster?
Oh my gosh.
I was worried it was gonna be a little too chewy.
No, it's perfect. I was worried that it wasn't going to give the lobster the credit that it deserves because lobster's special.
Yeah, absolutely.
Phenomenal.
All
With the
right.
tomato,
Even the halibut looks fantastic
Yeah.
in there too.
the
I
tomatoes.
did put halibut in last time, so we know the halibut's delicious in there. All right, there's a nice chunk of lobster. Let's give it a try. That does look freaking really hot though.
Oh, if I could do it, you can do it.
I'm scared. That was so good. Oh my gosh. Gotta sit down for this. All right, it is very hot, but the lobster's delicious. Got a little bit of halibut here. Let's try that. I don't know how it's gonna do after me trying the lobster first. I think it's gonna hold its own. Rachel?
I think it's all good in there. Each one just tastes different.
It's like a texture thing too.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Enzo.
You know it's good if Enzo's begging for some.
Even the halibut's just so freaking delicious. Like I said, I put the lobster and halibut in there for maybe 5 minutes. You definitely don't want to overcook it. And once you put it in the bowl, it's still hot, so it's still cooking. Kind of like al dente. But that is freaking delicious. If you guys want to try this recipe, I found it online. I'll link it in the comment section down below. So yeah, if you guys want to try it, highly recommended. You can switch it out like we did with shrimp last time with halibut. I'm sure it'd be good with like rockfish, sculpin, anything you can catch up and down the coast. I think next time I want to go dive for some scallops and do some rock scallop in here, but just keep kind of tweaking it and fine tuning it. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. We're going to dig into this. Stay tuned for the next one. Make sure you hit subscribe and we'll see you there. Later.